On the second day of Muharram, Hussein's caravan reached Karbala. Thousands of Yazid's soldiers were already there. The small tribe living in Karbala gathered around Hussein's caravan, and the Imam inquired about the price of the land in Karbala, and then bought the entire land. He told everyone that they were not here to fight, and he requested a favor from the menfolk and womenfolk of Karbala to bury their bodies after their death, since they will be killed by Yazid's army, and will be left to the wild animals of the desert on the burning sand. The Imam then turned to the children and spoke gently to them. "Children, if your father or your mother are unable to bury us, I beg you to throw a fistful of sand over our bodies while you are playing in the fields. That way, our bodies will slowly get buried." Finally, the Imam turned to everyone who had gathered around and spoke again. "My second request to you all is to look after the people who will come to visit our graves after our death. They will be my guests, so please look after them and feed them for 3 days." Imam Hussein then ordered the tents to be pitched by the river. It was extremely hot in Karbala, and the supply of water was absolutely essential for survival. Abbas started to pitch the tents by the river along with his men. This is when the commanders of Yazid's army ordered their men to pull out Hussein's tents and stop his tents from being pitched by the river. Seeing this confrontation, Abbas became angry, which made him pull out his sword, ready to fight the enemies. If Abbas wanted the tents to be pitched by the river, then Yazid's men, even though in thousands, would not be able to stop him. Imam Hussein quickly intervened. He knew his brother's temper and strength, and he told him, "My brother Abbas, put your sword back. We have not come here to fight. People will say that we started the battle for water. My brother Abbas, calm down and put your sword back. Let us move away from here. We will pitch our tents elsewhere." Abbas considered his brother to be his master and always obeyed his commands, no matter what. He put his sword back and ordered his men to pitch their tents away. The scene in Karbala was changing day by day. Thousands of men were ready to kill Imam Hussein. Worriedly, Sayyida Zainab said to her brother Hussein, "Thousands of soldiers are ready to kill you. We hardly have 72. Don't you have anyone to come for help?" Imam Hussein replied, "Many wanted to join me during the journey from Medina to Karbala. I politely discouraged them as their intentions weren't truthful. Many ran away from the journey because they were scared of dying. Falsehood can buy many supporters, but truth has only few friends. The enemies prefer happiness of this world, whereas my 72 truthful men prefer happiness of the hereafter. That's why they are with me." That night, the Imam wrote a letter to his childhood friend, Habib ibn Mazahir, who was in Kufa. Kufa was blocked off, and nobody was allowed to leave. Habib didn't know the whereabouts of Imam Hussein until the letter arrived at his house. He read the letter and kissed it as tears began to flow from his eyes. Habib was worried that how to escape Kufa without being seen. He therefore instructed his slave to take his horse to a farm outside the city and wait for him there. At last, Habib managed to escape Kufa. As he mounted on his horse, Habib said to the slave, "Go, my friend. I'm freeing you from my services." However, the slave insisted, "Master, you aren't being fair. I've served you faithfully these years, and now I have a chance to serve the son of Bibi Fatima. Are you denying me a place of heaven?" Habib was pleased as the slave recognized between the wrong and truthful. Both the slave and Janabe Habib rode on the horse to Karbala.